ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് എല്ലാ സമ്മേളനവും തീർന്നു. ഇന്ത്യയിൽ നടന്ന നമ്മുടെ സമ്മേളനങ്ങളുടെ ഒരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്, പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും ബംഗാൾ, ത്രിപുര അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സ്റ്റേറ്റുകളുടെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് എന്താണെന്ന് പറയാം.
All the state conferences, except Kerala, which is going on now, have been completed. And the purpose of holding the state conferences, and of course all the conferences from the branch level, is to review the work done by the party in the last 3 years and to set out its future program and tasks. So in this process, we have the experience of all the state conferences has been, I think the main theme in the conferences, common theme has been how to strengthen the Cpim, how to increase the independent strength of the party. This has been the main theme of all these conferences. So whether it is in Tamil Nadu, whether it is in Telangana or in Bihar or in the states where the party has to grow and develop, this has been the main theme. Even in the states like West Bengal and Tripura, where our party has suffered erosion in its strength, the conference discussions have been on how to regain the influence of the party, what are the organizational steps to be taken to revitalize the party, how to face the political situation in these states where there is serious challenge before the party and the left movement. For instance, in Tripura, this conference is being held after the assembly elections which were there in 1923. Before that, the party had come under severe attack from the BJP goons, and efforts were made to suppress our party organization. In many parts of Tripura, our party could not even conduct normal organizational activities. But despite that, in the assembly election, we were able to poll nearly 25% of the vote. According to me, that is not a small thing. When many places, our local committees, our branches were not functioning, even then we were able to conduct a political campaign during the elections and get popular support in various areas. Now we are concentrating on how to regain our support among the tribal people. That was our traditional base among the Communist Party from the post-independence days. Separatist tribal organizations highlighting tribal identity had gained ground, and therefore we have to work out a correct approach that has been done in this state conference. So we are hopeful that Tripura, the party has overcome the worst phase of the repression, and I think in the coming days you will see the party's mass influence and activities growing. In West Bengal too, though we have not shown much success in the electoral front, we have not been able to make a breakthrough in elections, either in the parliament election or earlier in the assembly election. The process of gathering new people, and particularly among the youth and students, has gained momentum. And many struggles and movements have been conducted by not only the party but the class and mass organizations too. The main focus now is how to rebuild our party and its living contacts with the rural poor. That was our main base in the old days. The agricultural workers, the poor peasants, the landless, the rural workers. Now, I think the main focus will be on that, while at the same time, we have to step up our campaign politically and ideologically against the BJP, because the BJP is trying to penetrate, as you know, Bengal, and it has utilizing the TMC's opportunist politics and concentrating on attacking the Cpim and the left. That has been used by the BJP to enter the fray. So both fighting against BJP and the TMC, our party will have to go ahead.
There is a frequently question that in our party comrades and the other parties also, that we have no any growing position in Hindi belt, I mean in North India. Why? That is the basic cause.
You see, that is the way the politics in the Hindi region has developed. Since 1990s, the rise of Hindutva communalism and the BJP, that has affected whatever left party and influence existed. The CPM and the left in general were not very strong in the north as a whole, except in Bihar. But if you look at the developments in the 1990s onwards, on the one hand, the rise of Hindutva, and the other hand, the rise of very sharp caste-based polarization in politics. The left has not been able to come to grips with both these and got marginalized in many places, except in Bihar. To some extent, we were able to withstand that. So it is a more difficult task, and it will take, according to me, a longer period, because right now the BJP, RSS and the Hindutva ideology strongest influence and base is in North India. So it will take a longer time for us to fight against this. So I think if we adopt a correct approach, political, ideological and organizational, and build united movements and struggles, not only on issues of the working class, peasantry, agricultural workers, etc., but also on social issues, the issues of Dalits, of backward classes, because there's a lot of feudal and semi-feudal influences and relations in these states. So we have to work in that field also. If that is done, then we'll be able to make advances.
But the picture of Bihar is different.
I'm saying relative to the UP or Madhya Pradesh or this thing. Our party has definitely made some advance in Rajasthan. Not now, for the last 2 decades, because of our work in the Kisan front, mainly in the Kisan movement, development and the leadership which we gave to the Kisan struggles. In some districts of Rajasthan, now the party has some mass base. The fact that we won the Sikar Lok Sabha seat is an example of the fact that Sikar is a district where the party's got the strongest mass base within Rajasthan. So that sort of advance is there in some districts of Rajasthan. But you cannot say this is the situation in other Hindi states yet.
Actually, in India, are you hope any mass movement against this Modi government in any sense, like any trade union like that?
You see, mass movement requires a united platform or activity of all the democratic and secular forces. No single party can develop such a movement at the all India level. So it requires a united platform. So far, the parties which are there, particularly the parties which have some base in North India and Western India, they were only interested in coming together to fight elections. They do not have any approach or perspective of developing any all India movement. So as long as that is not there, movements will be there definitely, but it will be based in some state or region. But it cannot develop into an all India movement unless there is some all India platform. Just like we have platform of United Central Trade Unions or wider Kisan, now Samyukta Kisan Man. So such wider platforms, only they are capable of giving all India calls and trying to develop all India movements. But at the political level, my understanding is it will have to be state-based movements, given the complexity of India's situation, where conditions and political situation varies from state to state. We have to concentrate on developing movements in each state.
Yesterday you said in the inaugural address that the Modi government's foreign policy is isolating India from the South Asian countries.
Not only South Asia, all the third world countries.
What do you think about the after effects of that foreign policy? After effects of that foreign policy?
You see, it's going to become more, this isolation is going to take place in the coming days actually. Because the more we ally with Trump, Trump is taking a very aggressive attitude of imposing American hegemony all over the world, including particularly in the developing countries, third world countries. I gave an example of how they have taken a hostile attitude to South Africa, the South African government. Now, South Africa is one of the leading countries in the third world. They are part of BRICS. They were the first 5 members of BRICS. South Africa represents, it's a leading country in Africa also. Africa is a huge continent. Now, if you target South Africa, it means you're targeting the whole of Africa, literally. So, you are aligning with Trump. You see, you're part of BRICS. You're talking about G20, BRICS, etc. But by your having a pro-US foreign policy and allying strategically with Trump, you're going to cut yourself off from the mainstream of the global South. And even in South Asia, you see, where are we now? Our relations with Bangladesh are bad now. Pakistan has always been bad. Nepal, it is very precarious. Our relations have, according to me, deteriorated from earlier. And Sri Lanka, yes, we are not having any major problems with Sri Lanka. But overall, in South Asia itself, India is not getting along with the neighboring countries. So, by extension, if you completely line up with Trump, for example, the Quad, which I mentioned yesterday, the Quadrilateral Alliance, Trump will only use it against China. You will go with them, and suddenly you will find Trump will strike a deal with China also. Trump is that type. Suddenly, overnight, he will have talks with Xi Jinping and come to some business deal. Then where will India be? You see? So it is not correct to put all the eggs in one basket. That is what I meant by saying that aligning closely with Trump administration will isolate India from the global south.
Coming to Kerala, our party is leading the government. What is the next moment we have to going to take?
You see, one thing which I think is going to come out very clearly in this state conference also is the concerted and planned or deliberate tactics of the Modi government to, I would say, disrupt and obstruct Kerala's development. It's a non-cooperation with the state government in the realm of fiscal relations, in the realm of development projects, even on disaster relief, like in what happened with the Wayanad relief. So in each state, they look at how to weaken a non-BJP government. You see, here they know that Kerala is a revenue deficit state. So, financial squeeze, so that the LDF government cannot implement the commitments it has made to the people. Whether it's in the development sphere, whether it's in the social sector, welfare measures, how to disrupt it. That is, I think, the biggest challenge now faced by Kerala and the LDF government here. How we can overcome or work within this framework, because this is not being done by them in a, what you might call, innocent way. They have planned it. See how they tackle the Delhi AAP government. Delhi is a revenue surplus state. Enough revenue is created because Delhi is the capital and you've got enough revenue. So they could not disrupt it by financial tightening the screws. So what they did was, because it's still a union territory, the Lieutenant Governor is there, they made an amendment to the Delhi Act, taking away services from the hands of the elected government and giving it to the Lieutenant Governor. That is appointment of officers, transfer of officers, all this is posting of officers, all in the hands of the Lieutenant Governor. Once that was done, the bureaucracy stopped listening to Kejriwal and his ministers. And whenever they used to give an order, they used to do opposite. So they completely paralyzed the functioning of the government for 3 years. And then all the blame was put on the government. You failed to do this, you failed to do that. So this is how they are dealing with each non-BJP government, finding out what are their weak spots, how to exploit it and then disrupt the work of the government. So this must be understood, how to make in Kerala, the people of Kerala must be taken into confidence that this is the big offensive we are facing. And with the help of the people, cooperation of people only, we can overcome this.
One more question. In this crisis, our media and opposition parties, including Congress, are to oppose and continuously attacking the government. They are not focusing on the future of the Kerala.
Well, as far as the Congress party is concerned, what they are doing or have been doing in Kerala is not surprising, according to me, because we just saw I told you about Delhi. All this time when the AAP government was under attack, the Congress was joining by saying this government is bogus, this government is corrupt, never saying that the central government is disturbing this government. Even in the election campaign now, which is held, the Congress party's one-point program was defeat Kejriwal and AAP. So that is the same approach here they have in Kerala, which is my enemy's enemy is my friend. So the LDF government is the enemy. So their enemy is the central government. So they become our friends. So you can see the difference. In any matter here, at the drop of a hat, the Congress leaders will demand ED or CBI to intervene. Because everybody knows how the central agencies are misused by the central government. We are in the opposition in Congress-ruled states. In Karnataka, for example, some cases have been filed against Siddaramaiah. We have never demanded ED and CBI should come. Because in principle, we are against the ED, CBI being brought into investigating so-called case of corruption against non-BJP governments and leaders. Because that is being used politically as a weapon. But we don't demand anywhere else. The CPIM, we never demand any state where there is a non-BJP government with that, yes, central government should bring the ED and CBI. Because we know the tactics of the Modi government. And we will do nothing to help the Modi government. But here, the Congress leadership has no compunction about helping the Modi government to come and target the LDF government here. Or the chief minister, for that matter.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.